Yeah.
Yes.
We all
In
know that's
honor
when it's all right.
of Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's right.
When's
So
that?
I can start recording too, or
Tomorrow.
no?
Is it tomorrow? You guys have tomorrow off? You suck.
I don't.
Yeah.
My company hates black people.
Well, I mean, you are in Utah. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I don't know. It's a terrible thing to say, and I apologize.
We probably have a listener in Utah.
And I have tons of friends who have seen black people on TV, so it's not like...
All right. I'm going to start recording.
All right.
I just did.
I've already started recording.
Have you? Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's a first.
I wouldn't lie to
Damn.
you, brother.
All right.
Come on, man.
I picked up another book that I know Mike will like.
Oh, God.
What's that?
Hang on, I gotta go get it.
Save it for the
Oh,
show.
boy.
All right, but I still gotta go get it. Hang on.
As long as Chris Baker didn't write it, I approve.
Farts.
I don't like them.
You don't like farts or
I
CJ?
don't. No, I don't like
Really?
farts.
What? Ah.
I don't.
Mhm.
All right.
not
then.
Okay.
Not a thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never farted in front of my wife, just so you know.
Is that right?
Never.
It's always
Never.
behind,
Not once. Never.
behind or on top of them.
Never.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long does it take to get a book at the sewer house?
He is a
went to
vast
the
library.
fucking Nova Scotia library. Halfway there, I realized I forgot my card, had to go home.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Also, there's a hot librarian.
I also feel like we're rebroadcasting a football game and we're going to get shut down by the NFL.
No, it's a backwards image, so I believe
Oh,
it's
okay.
legal.
That's
Yeah.
all right then.
Yeah.
Perfectly legal.
It's like the people who post copyrighted material to YouTube but just flip the video
That's amazing.
so the bots can't detect it.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
All
All right. You back with your book?
Yep.
Did you want to reveal that now or
No, hang on one sec. Yes.
wait?
That's for our renowned What You Been Reading segment.
Yeah.
Or every week I just pull out the Book of Mormon.
I've been reading Seabake's book while I'm on the pooper.
You mean this?
Why do you have
What the?
A, why do you have a Book of Mormon? B, why is it within arm's reach?
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened?
CJ's converted to Mormonism.
CJ just produced a Book of Mormon from under his shirt.
Just
Just
you gotta have it on
randomly.
you at all times.
I figured you would know why because I procured that book from your hands, sir.
That's
Oh,
true.
CJ was.
That's a good point.
Chased you from the flock, was he?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the
On my
gift that
trip,
keeps on giving.
On my trip to Utah, a very short trip to Utah.
Recorded an episode of the Lunch Cast, and then CJ's like, "Mike, come here a second."
I had to get a picture of
about
CJ
something.
and Adrian in front of the temple. That was a
That's
must.
right, and we did. This one is autographed by Such. I'll have
I'm
you
sure that.
know.
Nice.
Oh my God.
That's great.
It's fantastic.
I miss listening to that guy.
Yes.
He was your show was the highlight of my week.
I'm glad we could bring that to an end for you.
I loved that show.
Yeah, me too.
Whew.
I will cherish that book always, and I have it in arms.
Really,
reach.
you do, considering
All
you
the time.
Did he just sign it, or did he provide a
Right.
body inscription?
No, he provided a body inscription, of course.
Okay,
God.
good.
When CJ
No.
and Adrian came home from that trip, CJ had Adrian sew pockets on the insides of all his shirts.
So he could carry the
says-
book.
It says, "I
Maybe
hope this book
Mike's
can
gonna bring
change
it
your
up.
life the same way it changed mine. XOXO, kisses to your pink parts, Such.
Of course.
Aww.
Perfect.
Love it.
Oh,
Yes.
another touchdown for New England. Another touchdown for New England.
No.
All right.
Go team.
Let's do a clap. 3, 2, 1. Excellent.
Oh, no, it wasn't a touchdown. Damn.
He only got 1 foot in.
He only
Hat
got 1
trick.
foot in.
Hello and welcome to episode 428 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, January 20th, 2015. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from California, Mr. Phil Theobald, right
Finn.
on cue.
It's Finn.
Sup.
Finn Theobald.
Finn, I don't know, it sounds like he's finding Kung Fu Panda disagreeable out there, maybe.
I'm right there with him.
Too much Jack Black.
Is there such a thing?
Oh my God, is there ever
Yes.
such a thing?
And joining us from Nova Scotia, the frozen north, Mr. Greg Seward.
I have spent all day in hockey rinks. And it,
Is that a
Yeah.
euphemism?
well, no, it's just a regular.
No, it's
Sunday.
just where they put grocery stores, gas stations, all that kind of shit in Canada. They're all in hockey rinks.
Ice time's so hard to get, they just took over every building in the city.
Haberdasheries,
Haberdasheries.
butchers, cobblers.
You a fan of Are You Being
Rinks.
Served?
Yeah. Who isn't?
Yeah, you like that show?
Sure.
That's what I wonder. Who
Good
isn't?
program. I don't know.
Amen, brother.
And joining us from the great state of Utah, Mr. Mike Phillips.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Sup.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
God, it's the best time to be alive and to be human.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you listen to last week's episode with Seabake?
I did.
I thought it was excellent. Seabake is an excellent guest.
You got to know your enemies.
Yep.
You really brought it. You really brought it.
I listened to 2 podcasts last week with C-Bake because
Uh-oh.
he was also on the Press Row podcast talking
That's
about
right.
retro baseball
Ooh.
games with Rich Grisham, and that was a damn fine episode as well.
Right. So if you want more Seabake, you can go to the Press Row podcast.
Wow. We just lost Mike again.
Yeah.
Man.
He likes Seabake so hard he broke the internet in Utah.
Anytime we start talking about Seabake,
Seabake
Yeah,
made him
it's
so
just
hard he
hard.
broke the internet in Utah.
yeah. Comcast is being Comcastic again.
Yeah. So it would seem.
Yeah. Well, should we wait for him to get back?
Yeah, let's.
It
there
looks
he
like
is.
he's there. He is.
I don't know why it's doing that.
So, of
That's
course, my answer was about to be
problematic.
yes, let's wait for him.
Yes.
Uh,
And, the karaoke revolution story that Seabake had was great. And if you listened to the episode past the outro, you got to hear
I love that.
Michael Stipe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seabake's
I'll have
being
you
sued
know
by
that,
Michael Stipe right now.
REM is one of my 1 or 2 favorite bands of all time, so that was actually a very delightful story,
They're pretty
and I
great.
loved hearing Michael
That's
Stipe at
pretty
the
cool.
end. It was awesome.
Yeah. I think we
we
can
actually
now
got
say.
him- we got him in the studio just to record that for us.
Yeah. I think we can now say that we've had Michael Stipe on the Player One
Yeah.
podcast.
Wow.
Technically, thanks to Seabake. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for being here, Stipey.
So, Greg,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be pretty happy right about now because Microsoft has announced Forza Motorsport 6.
Yeah, have they said if it's coming out this year? Is that, I assume, no one
you
knows?
expect me to
I don't
know?
know. I mean, it was a weird announcement, right? Didn't Ford announce it at an auto show?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm excited. I mean, that's what my Xbox One is used for, Forza games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just finished Horizon 2 actually a couple days ago, but I still have
you know-
like 100 races left to run. So
You know what that means?
What?
Sunset Overdrive can slip right in, right?
maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I won't
My
hold my
friend.
breath on that.
I wouldn't, but yes.
Forza Motorsport 6.
Yeah, it's great that it's been announced, but I mean, there's outside of the cover, and who knows if that's even the cover. There's no information about
There's
it.
no
so-
information, and it's not exactly a surprise that they're doing another one.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing being that it'll be nice to see what kind of game Turn 10 makes when they have actual, time to make a full game.
Yeah.
As opposed to Forza 5. So, yeah, exciting times.
I just hope for the sake of their business they're able to work in some great ways to include microtransactions in Forza Motorsport 6.
They really tried that with 5. I don't know if you remember that or not.
That was the joke.
And they rolled it back a lot.
I would bet they'll do it again.
Dr. Phil won't let that happen again.
Well, I don't know.
Dr. Phil Spencer, PhD.
I don't know. They gotta make that money because they've dropped the price of the Xbox One once again to $349.
Who could have predicted
raise
that?
the price and then drop it again?
But this is also for a limited time promotion, right?
Yeah, whatever.
So this can keep being the headline in perpetuity. Once a month, they've dropped the price to the same price that they already dropped it.
Limited in that it is limited until they stop making Xbox Ones.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yep.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who buys that thing for more than $349 ever for the rest of time is a fool.
All right.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Phil, you only have like 12 days to buy one before the price goes back up. So get on it.
Hurry up.
Well,
You'll never see it at that price again.
You want us to like you, don't you?
is Crackdown going to be out in time for that?
Probably not.
No.
In the next
Well, but
12
the thing
days.
is that by the time Crackdown comes out, the thing's going to cost $400 again. So
Yeah, that's true.
You're really gambling.
If trends continue the way they are.
I don't know if you want to try to play those odds, but
Sometimes you got to take those chances.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo made a lot of new enemies last week with their Nintendo Direct.
that was
Of course, I'm speaking of their release plans for the new Nintendo 3DS.
Can I ask a question about this? I have a question about this. Now, given the choice, I have a DS XL.
Yeah.
And I had an original 3DS, and then when the 3DS XL came out, I said, "Oh, I don't want this one with the tiny little screen. I want the XL."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if given the choice between a new 3DS, I would go with the XL.
I want to thank you, Phil, for being the first person to make any sense about this whole thing, because I don't get the uproar over it either, to be honest.
Everyone seems really pissed, but it's like even if both came out here, I would still get the XL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the benefit of the smaller one? The faceplates?
That's
Really?
the only
I
thing
I
know.
honestly think that's all
Faceplates?
anybody cares about.
No, it was faceplates. It was more styled like the 3DS XL, and the screen was slightly bigger than the standard 3DS.
But still smaller than the
okay.
XL.
Smaller
Right.
than the XL, yes.
So I don't.
So it's
see the
faceplates.
problem.
It's a bunch of man children crying that they're not going to get to put pretty faceplates on their 3DS.
Yeah.
Partially, but I would find a regular sized 3DS easier to put in my pocket for Street Pass.
Yeah, if it's some kind of
purposes.
in-between thing, so the form factor is small, but the screen is big or bigger, that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what it is.
Yeah.
But then there's isn't the problem that the 3DS XL in this country significantly outsells the regular version, and in Japan
They don't sell the regular version of the 3DS anymore.
That's why it sells it.
I guess that makes sense.
They sell
And
the
isn't but
Yeah,
in
technically
Japan
the
as well?
XL.
Didn't
But in Japan,
the regular
it outsold
yeah.
the regular one like 2-1.
Yeah. So
So, yeah,
they're mad at Nintendo for making
for not
I would
providing
imagine
options.
to be a smart business decision.
Yeah,
I mean that.
on top of that information, I mean, it feels like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to undercut anything else. Like, bring out. I agree with the idea of bringing out one product.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already, and
It's going to
the
be
thing
confusing
is,
enough as is.
yeah, and they've been doing this for so
Yeah.
long, right? Like, once you get from the DS itself, well, even the Game Boy. I mean, God, the Game Boy Advance had 3 or 4 different versions. The DS had the DS, the Lite, the DSi, the DSi XL, and then the 3DS and the 3DS XL and
2DS.
The 2DS.
Yeah.
It's too many. So I don't blame them for not putting 2 more pieces of hardware on the market.
Well, it's not just that; it's putting 2 more pieces of new hardware and then all the faceplates, which
only work on one of them.
I'm sure retail would love that, right? Like, here's a hardware platform that's already 4 years old.
There's minimal enough shelf space dedicated to Amiibos. I can't see how much space stores would give to a variety of different faceplates.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
All those retail outlets with the Xbox faceplates.
I mean, I was hoping they would offer it, but
you would have bought
I'll just get an XL.
Yeah. The thing that gets me, I can't believe, is the whole no power cord thing.
But that is the way that it has been in Japan and Europe for.
But that's Japan and Europe.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I don't think that's going to quiet anyone's anger if you.
Oh no.
If the answer is, well, that's the way it is in Japan.
Right.
Like, I mean, I understand why they're doing it. And speaking as someone who's got probably 20 of those power cords in the house,
yeah,
like
exactly.
I personally, I guess sort of happy that they're saving me $5 on the new one.
Yeah, the AC adapters are only like $8.
Yeah, I think and I mean I understand that, but it just seems like such a confusing trip to retail at this point. Like, oh, by the way, this doesn't come with a power cord.
Yeah.
So, well, then how do I play it?
Exactly. Yeah, but it comes with a 4 gig SD card
that you need a screwdriver to change.
SD micro, right?
Micro SD. Yeah, that I'll immediately be changing.
Yeah.
Then I won't know what to do with that. Can I trade that for another power cable?
That'd be a good option. I mean, I guess the upside to it is that all these retailers are going to be bundling things like crazy with this. There'll be some third-party AC adapter they bundle in with everything.
Definitely. The fine people at Pelican Accessories are over the moon for this. And speaking of over the moon, Majora's Mask announced for February 13th, which is also the launch date of the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
Yeah, a very ugly one.
Yeah.
You don't like the limited edition?
It's kind of ugly looking.
3DS XL?
It's
already sold out everywhere, so it doesn't really matter.
I know. Well, a bunch of scalpers have it now, which is good for them. It's a little gaudy. It's a little gaudy, a little ostentatious.
Is it just the gold color that is turning you off, or
it's the design? Yeah, it's the design. It's a little much.
Yeah,
they took it too far.
Took it too far this time.
Too far.
I really have no interest in those special edition Zelda 3DSs. I've done the special edition.
If that was a Pokeball slapped on there, you would be.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Over yourself to get to it.
You know me all too well.
I do.
So Majora's Mask on the 13th. That's earlier than I thought. So excellent. I'm excited to play that. I did not finish it on the N64, so
I don't think anyone finished on the N64, no matter what they tell you.
I probably won't be finishing it again on the.
Well, apparently this one is supposed to be like more playable, right? Like they've done something to it that makes it a little more user friendly, because that game was tough to figure out.
Yeah. They rearranged some of the map and they rearranged the saving system a little bit. There are YouTube videos on the changes already, so check those out.
Right.
Yeah. What do you guys think about playing Wii games on the Wii U?
I already have
Wii games.
Been able to play Wii games on the Wii U since it came out.
But now they're downloadable to your Wii U, and you can launch them direct from the Wii U menu. That's new.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
they're doing like they did with Virtual Console, and they're doing the half off on these like first 3 weeks.
So I have a question because
Yes.
I haven't played a lot of Wii games on the Wii U. The
Yeah.
whole idea that you can use the Pro controller
Yeah.
for Wii U,
Which
that's
I don't,
new,
I
right?
don't think you can do that in Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Well,
No,
what that
the
means
game
is
out now.
Super Mario Galaxy 2 didn't support a full controller.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people complain about that, and I understand, wanting to be able to play it that way, but
Sure.
the game was not built to do that. But, like, for something like Metroid Prime, let's say,
Yeah.
I believe that still had, like, Pro controller support, but you can use the Wii U Pro controller for that if you want, right? Or the Wii U controller itself.
That seemed
Is
to be
that how
what
that
they were saying
Because that's
in
cool.
the Direct. But
That's
then again,
pretty cool.
sometimes Nintendo gets their lines crossed and they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, which in
So-
turn means we don't know what they're talking about, and
I
yeah.
mean, the Wii U is just like a new controller for the Wii, right?
Exactly.
in this case, literally, yes.
That's what I picked up.
Uh,
Yeah, so
but I
in
mean,
the
if
US,
that's the case, that's pretty cool.
yeah. Punch Out and Super Mario Galaxy 2, Punch Out, and Metroid Prime Trilogy. are the
I'll be
next
I'll be
3
grabbing
weeks
that.
releases.
That's great that Prime Trilogy is coming out, considering how expensive the real version is.
It'd be nice to get
Yeah.
it for $10.
Yeah.
I'll be
Certainly.
partaking. The other two, whatever. I mean, I've played those like crazy on the Wii already. So
Yeah. So what do you guys think of the other stuff from the Direct, like the Xenoblade Chronicles
that
trailer?
looks like the best endless runner ever.
It really does.
Oh my god! All they did was run in that entire trailer.
I'm getting kind
Yeah,
of sick of seeing
that
that
they did.
game. Yeah. Just
Kind of
leave it
seeing it.
already.
Really, I think the game looks gorgeous.
It looks great, yeah,
I
but
could see more of it.
How about a release date on that, other
When
than
it's done,
2015?
bitch.
Oh,
art?
this guy
You
over
told
here. This guy.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were a couple
Independent
more Amiibo announcements, right? Tingle in
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors. I know, Phil, you were really waiting for that.
About time.
There's another great example of confusing the market though, because now you've got the Smash Brothers amiibos,
Yeah,
you've got Tingle, and then you've got the
Tingle's
Mario.
not Amiibo.
Tingle's
sorry.
DLC.
But
Yeah,
you've got
Tingle's
the
just
Mario amiibos, and then there's this whole thing about having to clear off save data on one to use it on a different game for Mario
Yeah.
Party or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, Amiibos can only
Man.
hold data for one game.
Yep.
Man, oh man, oh man, it's like
But
Yeah.
they've said that for as long as Amiibos have been available, right?
okay, but again,
Yeah,
it's
you
that,
you can back up Amiibo data on Super Smash Brothers at the very least. When you transfer
can?
it, I mean, it stays with the game. You just have to take it off of the Amiibo itself.
okay.
Is my understanding anyway.
The Mario Party ones look nice in that they're actually in realistic stances for a figure,
For figures.
so
Yeah.
you don't have all those stupid little plastic pieces propping them up everywhere.
True, but it's for Mario Party.
Yeah, so who cares?
Yeah.
Although I have
Although
to
the
say,
figures will probably sell better than the game itself.
I'm worried I might actually spend money on like the Sonic and Mega Man amiibo.
Oh, I'm in for the Pac-Man Amiibo.
And the Pac-Man one is calling to me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in for that. I'm going to pre-order that as soon as I can.
I have my Mega Man one ordered, so.
Yeah.
That looks
Wasn't
good.
Sonic?
They all
Sonic
look
came out in February too?
It's
Or was that March?
February. I'm not sure though.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick up the Sonic Amiibo and repaint it so it's like my custom hedgehog character that I've created.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call him.
Was
Laserlight the Hedgehog, and he is from space, and he looks like Sonic, but he's green with the yellow lightning bolts, and he has a robot arm with a laser mounted to it, and he's he's stronger than Shadow, but he's always trying to prove it. So they're always getting into these big fights and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool.
Does it ever get sexy?
Well, yeah. I mean, like
where does Charmy B come in with all of this? What is his relationship to Charmy?
They're second cousins. Actually, it turns out.
How
But they
would that even
don't
work?
know it. They don't know that yet. That's the mystery. Is they find out later.
Doesn't even make any sense.
You see.
It doesn't.
So, and then
Is
Rouge the
Abraham
Bat
Lincoln involved in
shows
it at all?
up.
Is Abraham Lincoln involved in this at all?
Okay,
Yes.
that's enough of that.
He's my character.
Is
though.
Abraham Lincoln? What's going on? Are we lagging or what?
I think we're
Are
lagging.
people just ignoring me?
No, you guys answer pretty fast.
Really?
Okay.
I think you're good. It's just that
We're
the
not
rest
lagging.
of us think this is
We're-
the stupidest
we're
thing they've
just
ever heard.
not funny. I think
Yeah.
that's
Is
the main
Abraham
problem.
Lincoln involved at all? Is what I want to know.
Is this,
Because
Is this
he's involved in Codename Steam.
Oh, Codename Steam.
Codename
Yeah,
Steam.
let's move on.
that was a really forced segue. I'm not going to count that.
That was a
Well-
really forced game in the Nintendo Direct.
What, you don't like it?
I like that. I like the confidence they're showing in it. In that it's isn't there some DLC for some other game that you can only get by buying that or something like that?
No, that's a Majora's Mask pin. If you
That's what it
pre-order-
is.
Hmm.
If you
Pre-order
pre-order
Codename Steam,
Steam,
making absolutely no sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
still
they
won't
really
pre-order it.
want people to try
That's
Codename
the-
Steam.
That's the Metal Gear Solid demo they're throwing in with Zone of
Yeah.
the Enders there.
exactly.
Yes, pretty
Yeah.
much. Codename Steam just looks really friggin' weird. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of into it, although I really kind of don't like the art style.
Nah, I don't either.
Oh well, was that it from the Nintendo Direct? That's all the important info, anyway.
The important info was the first 5 minutes we were speaking
True.
about.
True. Well, there is this other story from last week. Well, two more stories. Harmonix is doing Rock Band DLC after a 2-year break.
Did you
No.
download it?
No, of course not.
Good for you. Why not?
Not yet. I probably
Okay.
will. It's Foo Fighters, Arctic Monkeys, and some other band I don't care about.
Do
You'll
you
still
care
get it.
about the previous two?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
On occasion. Yeah. And they also opened up a survey about doing a Rock Band title for current gen consoles. That's Xbox One and PS4. So that could get interesting.
I vote yes.
I vote yes on that too.
Really, you ready to go down the
Please do it.
plastic instrument route again?
Yes.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still
Wow.
play that game. That game is still fun. That game is still more fun than 90% of the other games I have.
There you go.
You only own like 10 games.
Well, then it's more fun than 9 of them.
Okay.
That's math.
That is
We
math.
should
That
also-
is the power of math.
Talk about Joystick, who last week announced they are doing away with review scores.
Speaking of math,
Yeah.
Hmm.
this is a really dumb idea.
But Kotaku already does not have review scores.
Yeah, and look how much people give a shit about their reviews.
Yeah, exactly. One of two things will happen. Joystick will stop doing a lot of reviews, or
Maybe.
they'll go back to scores again when they realize they're not getting any
You
hits.
you won't know whether or not they've stopped doing reviews because nobody will talk about their reviews
That's true.
anymore.
That's
Yeah.
probably true. Sad but true.
I actually don't like anything about what they wrote about why they're getting rid of reviews. I think it's all
Uh-huh. I
I didn't
agree
read it.
with whatever he was about to
Whatever
say.
Mike was saying, yeah.
He'll be right back.
Man, how did
He really doesn't like it.
Why is Mike playing the part of Phil this week? I don't understand when the casting change happened.
That's right.
Joystick
All right, we're
Mafia
back.
just took me down. Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
So
You were
what were you
saying?
saying? You didn't agree with what they said about why they're
Yeah,
getting
none of
review
it.
scores?
None of it. Like the fact that the idea that they didn't think it was right to review a game on day one anymore because there are so many problems and games aren't really finished on day one, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't really do your readers any favor.
That's
I
true.
want to know
Your
what the
job
game
tell
is
me that the
on
game's
day
not
one.
done.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if you can re-review it and rescore it down the road. It doesn't matter if I already spent my money, so you can just keep that. I don't really give a crap.
Right.
The other thing about being upset about the way Metacritic interprets their scores. So we give a game a 3 out of 5, and that shows up as 60% on Metacritic, and that's not right.
That's math.
Actually, that's how math works. And you can, you can change a lot of things, but you can't change math. 3 out of 5 will always be 60%, whether you like it or not.
Mike,
Sir?
Could God change math?
No. No.
So I wonder. So did they mention when they talked about the whole Metacritic thing? Like, what's their exception to the way Metacritic? Outside of the fact that they're obviously don't understand that 3 out of 5 is 60%, but
originally they decided that what they would do to try to mitigate some of that problem was add half stars, but then they felt bad because they felt like they were somehow capitulating and compromising their reviews by adding these half stars just for Metacritic's sake. But come on.
I was curious if they were going to say something along the lines, or if they'd mentioned something along the lines about, dev teams' bonuses being tied directly to.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's more objective.
I'll bet you that's really what's going on there.
I don't know.
You think?
But
that's really something.
I guarantee it's a factor.
That is.
I just think it's funny that
behind.
No movie reviewer gives two shits about Metacritic's scoring system. They'll go ahead and give a movie 3 out of 4 stars and not worry whether that translates to 75% on Metacritic.
I don't. That's
it's time for people to just grow the fuck up.
The only reason I remember like anyone ever really caring about that is because the inevitable PR person calling and saying like, on Metacritic your score is this, and that seems really unfair. It's like, well, but that's not what my outlet had. Like, this is a ridiculous argument, and that's what I'm. That's why I'm asking if there was any mention of anything like that, because maybe this is just me being really cynical, but to me, that's the only reason to really care about Metacritic. And it's not serving your readers, of course. It's making sure that your friends in the industry are happier with you.
Which, if that were also a reason, that would also be a whole
terrible reason. It's not an excuse. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I also feel
it's all
like
dumb.
This is the whole, I wish outlets would get rid of review scores, is the whole sort of fanboy thing, but they don't actually know what they're asking for, because, once review scores are gone, then, as we were saying before, you're just not going to read those reviews.
Right. Everyone looks at the score first, then the concluding paragraph, then you might go skim the rest of the review.
Even the people
that's about it.
They don't want scores. Do that.
You idiots don't even know what you want. You'll take what we give you and you'll like it.
The exception, of course, are crazy people who read reviews for the sake of editing them live on Twitter. But those people are deranged.
Yes.
Those are my favorite kind of people, though.
I think that it's all ridiculous as soon as you start treating video game reviews like they have some sort of higher calling beyond product review. Product review.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people who are at these outlets don't see it that way.
I'd say most of them don't.
Or there are some people who see it as like, a higher form of prose. Like what was that?
That's the thing I can't stand.
A couple of years ago, like the video game journalism doesn't have its insert name of Rolling Stone music journalist here thing. There was that big whole thing that I forget the name of. But anyway.
Lester Bangs.
Yeah, the Lester Bangs. There's no Lester Bangs.
The thing is that there's this. It's all part of everything that went on last year, and it's still going on about that there needs to be more conversation about sort of the social impact of games and all that, and I agree with that.
Sure.
But that can live alongside
a product
reviews. It doesn't have to be the game review that is that conversation.
Right.
They can be two separate things, and a day one product review, that is how you serve your reader.
Yeah.
Because exactly what Mike said. I've got $60. I want to go out and buy this game. Tell me if you think I should buy this game, and give me your reasons why. That's your review.
So the real problem is the entire structure of this is that, that's not the way it's set up. The way it's set up currently is you are the product that's being sold to the company, which is the customer.
Yeah. And that's the That sucks. The show's over. We're done.
Well, let's get on to happier things then, shall we?
Mega Man?
Are there happier things?
Let's talk about the games that we have been playing.
Did you guys hear about that whole thing with Future and Ubisoft?
No.
Hey, look,
He
Finn's
came
here.
back.
Is there a thing?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we need to take our clothes off without have
We need to take our clothes off. This is not that kind of
What's
podcast.
going on?
You should turn off the camera, Phil. You do not want to
No,
have trouble.
Finn was just doing laundry with Mommy. So.
Poo
Yeah.
poo, Dada.
Poo-poo?
Just like Dad. Give him a public platform, and the first
Your
thing you do
father's
is
son
talk about
here.
poop.
Poo
Yeah.
poo.
Oh, that's like a before and after picture.
Poo poo.
You like poo-poo.
Poo poo.
Yeah.
Someone
Well,
needs to
now
call
that you've told the
DCFS.
Now that you've told the internet poo-poo.
Yeah.
Okay, here, you go make your poo-poo noises with Mommy, okay?
Poo poo.
There we go.
Mom will have flashbacks of when Phil was courting her.
That's good times.
I've taught him well.
Yes.
I'm delighted that my son showed up just to say poo-poo to us several times. Go on.
All right, what were we talking about?
He'd be a good replacement if you can't make it all these weeks.
If he can sing that and do it without stopping when people are begging him to stop, he's hired.
Yes.
Done. Done. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg,
Yo,
why don't you tell us about the Mega Man games you've been playing?
I've been playing lots of Mega Man games.
Why are you playing
Why?
Mega Man games?
I don't know, I'm on a Mega Man kick.
Yeah, what's got that
No?
triggered?
Mostly the availability on the 3DS. Just being able to,
That'll do it.
Okay.
And I have never played through one Game Boy Mega Man game.
Really?
No. I played a
Huh.
little bit of the first one years ago, and I thought it was terrible. So I decided to spend $3 on it and try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually finished the second one right before the show. So I finished Mega Man 1 and 2 this week on the Game Boy.
Okay.
Number 2 is terrible. There's
Yeah.
no getting around that. That is awful.
You know who else hates Mega Man 2 on Game Boy?
Everybody?
Keiji Inafune.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me.
I'm trying to remember if he was actually involved in that one. He may not have been.
It was. I know it was. Yeah, I know. I mean, it was farmed out to somebody. It wasn't Capcom that actually did it.
Right.
But yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
From like the sound right down to the game balance, because the game's like super hard at the beginning, and then it's way too easy at the end.
You should just skip right to 5.
Dr. Wily's Revenge wasn't bad.
No, it's
It
not.
had some issues, but it wasn't bad. And the only reason I'm even saying that is because hey, if you're looking for a Mega Man game that you might not have played before, Dr. Wily's Revenge not bad on the 3DS, and it only costs you like $2.
Mega Man 5 though is the best.
It's the one, is it?
It's of the Game Boy games. Mega Man 5 is the one to go with.
Well, Phil, I'm going to tell you, I'm actually planning on correcting some more faults in my gaming history. I've
Yeah.
never played Mega Man 4, 5, or 6.
Oh, the NES ones?
I own all of
there you
them.
Yeah.
Grabbed them like you were saying last week when
Who
the
do
way
you?
to do the way to collect cartridges was to go to Funko Land and give them $20 and walk out with 15 games. But did we lose Phil?
We may have.
He's frozen on my screen. There he is.
Oh, there we go. His
Am
internet
I
kicked
lagging?
back on.
No,
I here?
he just
Am I
froze
here?
up for a minute. Anyway, yeah.
Sibilance.
So Mega Man 4
Yes.
is the next one on my list.
Interesting. I
Followed
will.
by 5
I'm
and
curious to hear your thoughts on those.
Good, because
Those
that's all I'm
games
going to
get
play
fun.
for the next few weeks.
Yeah. They get a lot of crap. Those 3 games.
Yeah.
But I think that was just from Mega Man Burnout back in the day.
Well, that and they were so easy to overlook because they all came out after the Super Nintendo was released, didn't they? Pretty much. I believe so.
Did
Here
they?
they did. I think 4 was in
Okay.
91.
Some of those did.
So
Okay, yeah. Well, I know
Just-
definitely some of them did, but
Yeah.
4 was after SNES. So.
4 came out in
Well, there you
91,
go.
but I don't know if that was here or in Japan.
Hmm.
It was like December
tell ya.
91.
I don't think there was a very big gap between the Mega Man games.
I don't think
In
so
terms-
either.
Yeah,
like, wasn't 6 even published by Nintendo and not Capcom or
it
something?
was. Capcom had completely moved on to SNES at that point. So
See, I know stuff.
yeah, good job. Good job.
No problem. The only other thing I was playing this week is I actually got to the end, quote unquote, of Forza Horizon 2.
What does that mean? Because you
It
said you
means
have a
that-
bunch of races left still.
Yeah, well, the way that those games work is that, well, the way that this game works is that you have a finale, and this is the way the DLC worked as well. So you have a finale that you have to win a certain number of championships to unlock, and then once you've done that, at any time you want, you can go and do the finale, which is usually an extremely long race, basically across pretty much the whole map. Excuse me, and if you finish top 3 in that, then credits roll. So you've gotten what would pass for the ending of the game.
Gotcha.
You know, like you get the cutscene trophy and all that sort of thing. But I still have over 100 races left that I haven't even run yet because you unlock that finale pretty quick. So I've finished it in that regard, but I know that I'll be doing kind of what I did with Forza 5 right up until the end of last year, was just kind of pecking away at it. Like, I'm not going to be sitting and playing it for 2 hours every night until I complete all those races, but I'll just pick it up and play a race every now and then.
Right.
Probably for the next, 2 years. So, which is one of the reasons why I love the Forza games. That's one of the reasons that I really dig that series, because there's a ton of content, and it's really easy to pick up and play, even after you're sort of done that initial burst of, I want to play this every night and play it for a few hours and things like that. So that's kind of where I am with that game. But I'm going to move on to something else now. Maybe Sunset Overdrive.
You should.
I don't know, though. I kind of like that it's still in its package.
Day one edition.
You don't want to ruin it.
No, it's mint in box now. It's sealed,
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's an appreciating asset for sure.
as all games are.
Yep.
I appreciate them.
If they're Nintendo games, maybe. You
That's it. Pretty much all I've been playing this week.
Alrighty.
Oh wait, but I gotta say, I got a couple new games.
What's that?
Got
What you got?
some new Sega CD games.
Oh,
They're not that new. They're new for me. Citizen X.
they're new. Oh, they are
They're
actual new games.
They're from Good Deal Games.
Yeah, these are like the they weren't official releases. They were like
Right.
I don't want to say homebrew, but
Well, I know for sure that Citizen X was a digital pictures game that never came out,
right.
and it was never totally finished. I think there's a couple scene missing sections of this. But it's a really weird game because it's a digital pictures game, which of course, if anyone remembers them, they were all full motion video. Their games were entirely full motion video. This isn't. This is a platformer.
What?
This is
Okay,
a platformer.
okay.
by Digital Pictures, and it's got a 1 hour time limit.
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And then Burning Fists, I don't know if this is a game that was going to come out and that was shelved, because that's usually what these Good Deal Games ones are, but it's a fighting game. It's a one-on-one fighting game.
Huh.
And
right,
then
then.
I got a book that I know Mike will love
Uh-oh.
from Good Deal Games as well, which is
Reveal that now.
Confessions of the Game Doctor,
Oh, nice.
the Bill Kunkel book, who unfortunately is no longer with us.
Electronic games.
Yeah, so he's pretty much considered the father of, I hate to say games journalism because of how negative we treat that phrase on this show, but yeah, he was one of the 3 key people in electronic games, and he wrote these Confessions of a Game Doctor. That's what
I had a subscription to that magazine.
Did you?
Oh yeah, and some others at the time. There was one called Electronic Fun with Computers and Games.
Well, he was in a
which was
lot of different
ridiculous.
magazines. He was in a lot of different magazines because after Electronic Games kind of went away, he was in Sega Visions. He had a column in Video Games Computer Entertainment.
Exactly. BGCE.
So yeah, again, I think he passed away either last year or the year before. But I'd always been meaning to grab this, and when I was ordering those games, I saw the book in their for sale section too, so I grabbed that.
It'll be great if all of the confessions are like scandalous things with prostitutes and stuff like that.
Well, that's what
They
I'm
have
counting.
nothing to do with games whatsoever.
If it's about
They're
video
all
games,
about
I'm
drugs
really
and
disappointed.
whores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a year by year rundown of CES. What he did at CES.
walk across the street
Those are my new games.
to the porn
Excellent.
convention every year.
Yes.
Who wouldn't do that? I
At the Sahara?
at the
Is
same
that right?
time.
CJ would know. And Phil.
It sounds familiar.
I think it was the Sahara that was directly across the street from the convention center.
Did
and
you-
it's where
did
the
you-
adult film.
Did you go to those? Any of
Oh,
those,
yeah.
Mike?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yes. one of my friends got his photo taken laying on a bed with a porn star grabbing his crotch.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Who
Yep.
wouldn't want that?
Like please.
And let me tell you something. That convention hall, you know, you go to CES and it smells like nerd, and then you go over to the Sahara and you think, God, I wish this place smelled like nerd.
That's pretty good.
Oh man.
I think we have a show title. All right, Mike,
Sir.
why don't you tell us about what you've been playing?
It's a pretty pathetic, anemic list, but that's all
Yeah.
right. I'm still playing through Sunset Overdrive, and I like it.
Good.
It is good. The thing that I don't like about it is not the game's fault. It's every game's fault. I'm kind of sick of games with a massive map full of stuff to do at this point. I am
I
dying
understand
for
that.
something profoundly linear to lead me by the nose through its narrative.
You know what you
That's
should play?
Mega Man?
Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to
God,
play
there you go.
Bayonetta 2.
Oh, come on.
How about no?
Shame.
I don't want her leading me by the nose either. I'll wish she smelled like nerd too. That
Okay.
game though has, I mean, all of the stuff is really fun, but it's one of those things where I want to do one of the missions and then just kind of quit because I get
Yeah.
that
You get
whole formula
sidetracked.
is just wearing thin on me at this point between Far Cry and
I
Assassin's
was
Creed.
gonna say
and
that's like the
just-
killer in Far Cry, right? It's just
Yeah.
like so many cool things to do, but you never focus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I
could see
still love pretty much everything about that game except that I wish it were a Ratchet and Clank game. But I'm just going to say that every time I talk about it because it's true.
The run up to the ending of that game is great
Cool.
and well worth doing. I don't
I'm
know
not-
if you picked up the season pass or any of that, but I still need to play through the DLC. I started it, have not finished it. But anyway, that adds some more gear and goodies and portions of the map for you to explore. So
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
I'm also playing an Adult Swim game called Area 777.
Hmm.
Never
Yeah.
heard of them.
Tell us more about this game that is clear to be one of the games of the year in 2015.
Imagine something sort of like Plants vs. Zombies, except the critters are marching toward you over slot machine wheels that you spin to try to get rid of them. I have to ask you though, I'm on the second set of levels now, so I'm not too far into it, but
Okay.
I'm still not sure if I'm doing that much to affect the outcome or if it's mostly the luck of the spin that is affecting the outcome.
It's a little bit of both. A
Okay?
little bit of both. There is obviously luck involved. However, you can place chips down on the
Right.
board, on the reels, to sort of help that along in your favor.
Yeah. Fire chip, ice chip, wild chip, etc.
Yeah, there's a poison chip, a black hole chip, a health chip, all kinds of
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a pretty unique game.
It is weird. I will definitely give it that. Yeah.
It is part luck and part strategy.
Yep. I like it so
So.
far. I think it's cute and I think it's pretty funny and well written and I'm having a good time with it. I wasn't sure if maybe I was missing something or if there is, so it sounds like the luck remains a big element of it since it is a slot machine.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's been interesting to see reactions to that game because it is so luck driven.
Right.
As you might imagine, some game reviewers don't like that.
And
There
that's
was
why they
one-
don't score it.
There was one who got incredibly lucky and said that he just like put the game down and tapped the spin button and was able to get through 4 hours of game without dying. And he was just lucky.
Yeah.
That is not something that a lot of people are going to be able to do. So it's been interesting to watch reviews come in for that. But
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It went through a lot of changes during development, but I think it's turned out really well. And that is available now for free on the iOS App Store and is coming to Android.
It is. It's kind of pretty on the iPad, too. That's what I've been playing it on. The only other thing that I've been playing, and I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to talk about it much, even though it's the thing I've been playing most, and every time I turn a console on, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to play this. Freaking Pure Pool on the PlayStation 4 is
What is wrong with you?
It's so good. It's really, really good. I'm telling you right now, I'm working my way through all of the 8-ball tournaments, and then I'm going to turn my attention to the 9-ball tournaments, but the game is beautiful, and it plays exactly like you would hope that it would, and the physics are really good, and the sounds, I don't know. It's pool. I mean, what are you going to say? But it is a really great game of pool.
Okay.
And I've always kind of liked pool video games ever since I had one on the Atari 800. So I maybe am just
ever since
susceptible to
Lunar
those.
Pool.
Hey.
Or Lunar Pool.
Don't knock Lunar Pool, man.
That game is awesome.
I'm not knocking it.
I think I got that game for $7. If you can get Pure Pool for $7, you should purchase it and then play it.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation. Yep. So that's a pretty exciting
how much is it on the
playing list.
PS4?
I got it for $7. I think it was part of a sale. I'm not sure how much it is right now. But
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm on the Steam
do?
right now. I'm on the Steam.
Heard of it?
Look at that. I just added it to my wish list.
So if you would like to buy it for Phil, you can do that.
I don't want to do that.
There you go.
So next time the summer sale rolls around,
I want to give myself something.
Yeah.
It's a 15-minute time limit. I'm saying
15.
Somewhere is typing in a message.
Yeah.
I don't know who, but somebody.
Somebody. Kevin Larrabee, maybe? No, wait.
No, he doesn't do stuff like
Sega
this.
CD. But speaking of Kevin Larrabee, friend of the show and back in my play host,
Hey.
he really recommended Kirby Triple Deluxe on his show, and I think on this show too. And so I picked that up, and that is a really, really good Kirby game.
Yeah.
It's really, really well designed.
They make good Kirby games?
Didn't I name that as my top portable game?
Well, I mean, I don't trust your reviews. You're biased.
And you don't score your reviews.
I did score this one, CG. I gave it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. It's so good. Out of 10, it got it an 11.
That's better.
It's like a working design game. It goes to 11. Yeah.
It's a very stubby 11. But it is 11.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Kirby Triple Deluxe.
Like little sausages.
Kirby Triple Deluxe is great, and that's all I have to say about that. No, I'm like I'm like 2 stages through or 2 worlds through currently, and I'm really enjoying it. Just a lot of variety in the level design. It's really colorful. Fantastic.
Grabbing those keychains.
Yeah, I'm grabbing plenty of keychains, and I like the whole Street Pass system as well, where you get like an extra item. That's helpful.
Yep.
Helpful.
Yes, indeed.
And speaking of recommendations, Phil, you talked about Ultimate NES Remix for the 3DS.
Yeah, you
talked that up.
Like I knew you would.
I did. I cracked. Kat Bailey did a write-up on Ultimate NES Remix as well that called it like Nintendo's killer app or something like that, a secret weapon.
Oh, sure, you don't listen to me, but some dizzy dame gives the game a go and you're all in.
That's right.
I see how it is.
Kat Bailey likes it. I'm down.
Kat Bailey listened to our show. I didn't really mean that dizzy dame.
Not anymore.
No.
I was doing a thing.
You were doing a whole thing there.
I was doing a thing.
No, so I picked it up. I picked up Ultimate NES Remix.
It's better on the portable, isn't it?
It is, and here's why.
Why? Yeah, I told you why.
The crappy NES games. Urban Champion.
Oh, Kid Icarus is gone?
Is not in there. I I don't know if Kid Icarus is in there actually.
Hey, Greg,
But-
I rate you an 11 out of 10 too.
no, wait. He's supposed to get a 1.
Poo poo. Poo poo.
Anyway, yeah. So they cut out some of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's those quick challenges. It's sort of portable friendly. I like it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's an ideal portable game. It's fantastic.
It is.
It's
And
way.
it's got leaderboards. It's got leaderboards too. which
Yeah,
is
it
extremely
does.
nice.
Yep.
So picked that up and I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Good.
Those are the 2 games I've been playing this week.
Excellent.
So, Phil,
Yeah.
now you're up. You can tell us about your games.
I too have been playing like old stuff this week. Just because there's really not much new stuff, is there?
No.
I've been playing some Lego Batman 3, trying to finish that up. In between and on the PC I started playing. Didn't really start. I continued playing the first Ease game. So
Nice.
just because I was looking through my Steam library at what are some games, because I've been playing a little too much Rogue Legacy lately, if there is such a thing.
Those are remakes, right? The East games on Steam. They're not...
They're like the Chronicles
Right.
versions. Yeah.
How do you find those?
They're only in like alphabetical order on my Steam library
Oh, okay,
list. So.
good. I was having trouble. No, so do you like them? Do you like
Yes,
these
I
remakes?
do. Yes, I do. I do very much. They actually have 2 different remake types on there. You can kind of switch between like character art portraits. There are 2 different versions of those, and I think even the soundtrack, there are 2 different versions of the soundtrack
Really?
you can choose between. Yeah.
It's interesting.
So just different remixes of them. It doesn't change the actual music, just the remix version of each of the songs.
Okay.
But it's a great game. I actually just entered Darm Tower, so I'm approaching.
I've actually finished these book
Yeah.
1. Never
Yeah,
finished
it's-
book 2, but I finished book 1.
It's a good game. I quite enjoy it. Yeah, I'm getting myself onto a little ease kick right now. So
Nice.
just 'cause. These games are good. You've heard me talk about that, right? These
Endlessly.
games been good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you wearing a SteamWorld Heist shirt there?
I am wearing a SteamWorld Heist shirt. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Are you wearing a
Yes.
black shirt?
Yes. Yes, I
knew
am.
it.
Mine is brown.
See, mine says, the Assassin's Creed black
Oh.
flag logo is on my shirt.
So
Corporate sellouts, both of you.
who did you
True.
sleep with at Ubisoft to get that?
I
Mhm.
can't comment on that at this time.
Gary
Yeah.
Steinman. The answer is Gary Steinman.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. Dan Amrick.
Is he at Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's community manager
Oh, okay.
for Rocksmith.
Made right here in
Oh,
Halifax.
okay.
That's right.
Look at that. Is that how you got your free copy?
Me?
I-
I don't have a copy of Rock.
CJ. CJ.
I didn't get a free copy of Rocksmith. Paid $35 for my copy of Rocksmith.
I have it all, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I can tell from the image on the screen that guitar back there is gathering some dust.
Can you tell? Wow.
When's the last time you picked that up?
That's pretty perceptive.
That hasn't moved in a couple weeks.
No, it's probably about a week. Yeah. A week.
All right. We're watching it.
Okay.
Okay. Keep watching.
Honor
Watch the
system.
guitar move
Suspect.
around the room.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. Did you want to talk about Lego Batman 3, or should we move on to tweets?
What's the talk?
I've talked about it before.
You
There's nothing.
have.
There's
That's
nothing
true.
else to talk about. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. You know what though? I'll say this: they've been doing a really good job supporting that game with DLC. My goodness, I picked
Yeah.
up the season pass for that game when I got it, and the season pass gave you 3 DLC packs right off the bat, and then 3 more upcoming ones as well. And that it's not just character new, it's not just new. I mean, you're getting new characters with each pack, but you're also getting new levels as well, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, the what was it? Yeah, they had the 3 DLC packs like right away, and then they came out with just a straight character pack, which was DLC. It didn't count towards the season pass, but they actually just came out with the first of the next batch of DLC packs as well, based on the TV show Arrow. So,
all right,
which I've yet to see, but I can play as a bunch of characters from it, or play through a level based on it.
Better
So,
than seeing the show, honestly.
cool.
What's that?
That's probably better than seeing the show, honestly.
I've heard good things about Arrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So no, but it's they're doing a good job of keeping up new content on that and tying it in with all of their properties. They're treating the DC universe better than they're doing with the DC movie films.
That's not too difficult, though.
No, the movie films. The movie films. They have these days.
Exactly. All right, I think it's time to move to some tweets.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't, but I'm anxious to see where you go with it.
Before we do that, I'd like to give a quick update on our Patreon. This will take like 30 seconds. We are at 109.50 per podcast episode. If you would like to become a patron of the Player One Podcast, go to patreon.com/P1Podcast. Donate however much you would like, and keep this podcast free. It'll still be free anyway.
Yeah.
But we are going to be doing a game club episode. If you want to vote on which game we do, then you'll become a patron and be able to do that. We have some extra special stuff. You can see the show outline if you're a patron over a certain amount, which is fantastic. If you want to see
how the magic happens.
How the magic happens. So go to patreon.com/P1Podcast and do what you can. All right.
Did I hear your pitch there correctly? It was give us money to keep the podcast free.
It's going to stay free anyway. I was kidding. I was kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke.
It's a good pitch. You're like Don Draper.
Oh, man, I wish that show would start up again.
What do you guys think of those IGN guys that recently left and started their own Patreon-funded
Good
thing?
for them.
Yeah, why not?
Like they're
why not?
Very successful, so hey.
Sure.
Cool.
It seems like they're churning out a lot of content, so that's good. And they're hopefully not going to ditch it in a few months and go back to regular jobs. Like some people did back when
regular jobs do have insurance.
They do, and that's important.
I do like that Greg Miller seems like he's not a total dickbag, so I appreciate that.
I appreciate that too.
I mean, the Patreon thing's different than all that stuff that happened back in the day, right? Because all that stuff back then with the 1UP stuff especially, like that was a one-time donation.
Yeah, that was.
Patreon.
It wasn't a regular.
It's a rolling thing.
Yeah. All right, let's roll into some tweets. Why don't we? Hacker alias ZMiller1902 says, "Why did game journos twist themselves in knots enjoying bashing Bayonetta 2, but nobody bats an eye at Dead or Alive?"
Is Dead or Alive still going?
Yes. Okay. Dead or Alive is still going.
By the way, I think I just answered the question.
Yeah.
That's probably part of it. It was probably
they twist themselves in knots because they like Bayonetta and they want to be able to like Bayonetta, so they have to come to terms with their conflicting feelings about Bayonetta in order to do that. They don't care if they like Dead or Alive or not, so they can just trash it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Your answer was better, although I still feel like mine answered the question.
All right, hacker alias Owazifa says, "How much blood money would it take for you to game club 4-player Monster Hunter?"
Oh my God! You know that what was it? That Greg Miller Patreon we were just talking about? We'd have to hit that level. before I eject myself.
Then we would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, I have tried.
Yeah, that's not
Monster
for me.
Hunter.
I get it.
I know I can't do
Monster
it.
Hunter Try? Isn't that one of the...
That's exactly, yeah.
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 Yeah, those
I
games
think
are...
that's the one that I attempted to play too, and I could see how it would be fun, but holy cow, it's commitment.
Yeah. I don't
Yep.
have the time for that kind of commitment.
I have a job.
I don't
Ain't
have time to
nobody
bleed.
got time for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Hacker alias Nintendo Drive asks, and I guess we didn't answer this earlier, anyone picking up a new 3DS XL? So I guess we answered that part first.
Yep.
You are?
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Mike? Phil?
No.
Not right away. I mean, I'm sure at some point I will end up with one, but not right away.
Yeah. I'll probably
Yeah.
pick one up right away.
You
Yeah,
pre-ordered.
well,
Don't say
of course
probably.
you
You
will.
pre-ordered it.
I have not pre-ordered it.
You're
Yeah.
nuts. You're not getting one then.
I did not. I don't want the Majora's Mask one, and that's what
No.
everybody's pre-ordering. And the other two, I really don't really care which color I get. So, it's all good.
I'll
And if I don't get one right away, it doesn't really matter because I can play Majora's Mask on the one that I have. There you go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, good.
then Nintendo Drive asks, are we disappointed that the standard size model isn't coming to North America? We did answer that. I am kind of disappointed.
No.
Seems like the rest of you aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't care because I'm not interested in the standard size model whatsoever.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Hacker alias Rich Grisham says, Little Big Planet 3 is amazing, especially co-op. Beautiful, charming, innovative. I suppose that's not really a question.
Drinking that Mike Phillips
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
he's right. There is no question about that. He hit the nail on the head.
There you go.
You guys should
Hacker
try
alias.
it. It's pretty goddamn good.
Is it free to try?
Yeah.
No.
Whatever-
I mean, if you
whatever-
shoplift it, sure. Anything's
Whatever
free to try if you
happened-
steal it.
You know, they had announced that free-to-play Little Big Planet hub thing that
Yeah.
never happened, right?
Yeah.
It's right up there with the free-to-play Drive Club.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Hacker alias 311 Phillies says, do you think the new Zelda for Wii U will have voice acting, and more importantly, do you even want it to?
If it's good, why wouldn't you want it to?
Yeah. It's just
If it's
such
shitty,
a
then no.
crapshoot. Yeah.
I will say that the lack of voice acting in Zelda games never bothered me until Hyrule Warriors. So
Really?
yeah, well, because in the midst of a battle, when there's a million
Right.
things going on and you're
A
trying
lot
to
of reading?
yeah, it's there's a lot of characters kind of telling you where you need to go and hey, this is happening on the other side of the battlefield. So
Yeah.
I missed the voices there.
I never had a problem with that because usually the map glows like where you need to be
Well,
next.
I don't
so-
know if you know this, Phil, but with the Warriors games, if you just stand still, all your enemies will as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can just
Gee,
read then and then move
What
on.
have I been doing?
Yeah.
I'm
Getting
curious.
those wrong.
I don't know.
Uh,
I kind of don't want it to have voice acting. But
No?
I guess we'll see.
Why not?
That's weird.
I don't really have a reason. I have no
North
reason except
for
it never
Link.
has before. So why does it need any now?
I want Nolan North as Link.
Because times change. I mean, the
Yeah.
fact now that you can actually read signs because everything's in high def, but it still gives you a box that says what the sign says, that's kind of idiotic in the
But
same
it's
sort of
written in the-
concept.
It's written in the Hylian language.
So is that Book of Mormon I gave you.
Only the pink parts.
Yeah. Let's do this one then from hacker alias Johnny Metz from the fantastic podcast Radio Free Nintendo. and Nintendo World Report. He asks, is there a series that never worked on you until one particular entry broke the mold? For me, it's Kirby Triple Deluxe. Tomb Raider. I'm going to say Tomb Raider.
Really?
I never...
What game broke the mold?
I've never liked the Tomb Raider games. I have tried them before and never enjoyed them.
So it was the most recent one that did it for you?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
Most
fair.
recent.
Because that's the most different one.
Also, Kirby Triple Deluxe, that means you didn't like Epic Yarn, which
Let's be
maybe
fair.
I can kind of see.
Yeah.
But frickin' Canvas Curse, you did not like Canvas Curse? Come on.
Well, maybe
If you didn't like
play
Canvas Curse, you are history's greatest villain.
Yeah. It is just that good.
Yeah. So what else? What else? Can you think of any?
I don't know.
Sure.
Gotta be something.
I mean, maybe this doesn't count because it's so early in the series, but I didn't like either of the first two Zelda games, but then loved Link to the Past.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad answer. 'Cause, yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't.
They were
into the first
okay.
two
I mean,
either.
the same thing happened with Super Metroid. I didn't like the NES Metroid games very much, but I loved Super Metroid.
Yeah. I did not like the original Burnout.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Burnout
that's a good example because it was just sort of the first two games were just kind of the skeleton of what that became.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Burnout 2 was getting closer to where they went.
Yeah,
with 3.
not quite there, but yeah, Burnout 3 was where it really took off.
That's a good one.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
I
Thank
honestly
you.
don't have
Thank
any.
you.
I like your answer, Phil.
Thank you.
I dig it.
Thank you.
I don't think I have an answer for this though.
No.
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh well.
All right. Let's. I guess we wrap up with this one, maybe. See if you guys see any more tweets you want to do. But let's do this one. Hacker alias Clickbait, who says, "Stick of Truth proved not all licensed games suck. Are there any other games based on movies or TV shows that you guys have enjoyed?"
There have been games for decades that have proved that licensed games don't always suck, though.
Yeah, I've always kind of liked some licensed games.
Yeah.
I love the Super Star Wars trilogy, since we're talking about Super Nintendo stuff. I always loved those games.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was like LJN and Acclaim that created the whole licensed games all suck.
Hey,
That's
and don't
true.
forget Toy Headquarters with their smash hit Home Alone.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a game.
Well,
Oof.
it was at a time when you could literally churn out a game in a couple months. Where that was really a big problem. Once we get to PlayStation era and up, especially PS2 era and up, you couldn't really do that anymore.
I mean, you
It was
had
too
all
expensive.
the old Capcom.
Too expensive to even turn it
Disney
down,
titles.
turn it out.
Yeah, all those
You
Disney
know?
games, exactly. The Capcom ones on the NES. And,
DuckTales, Rescue Rangers.
But there are
Castle of
boatloads
Illusion,
more.
from Sega.
I mean, have
What's that?
you played the Radio Flyer game from Ocean?
I don't think that
some
ever
really good
actually
Batman
came
games,
out.
Some really good Batman games.
I don't think it did either. I don't think it came out either.
Yeah, I don't think Radio Flyer came out. Yeah.
Jurassic Park never had a really good.
The Sega CD one was good.
The Sega CD one was
Genesis
okay.
games, I don't know why, but people liked the Genesis games.
Yeah, I could never get into the Genesis Jurassic Park games.
I liked the really ugly, hideous Super Nintendo Jurassic Park
God,
game,
that
the
game was
overhead
terrible.
view piece of crap. Yeah, I loved it.
I think now we know why you really like Jurassic Park Builder.
Um,
Head
That's a
perspective.
good point.
Alien 3? The Alien 3 games on the Genesis and
yeah.
the Super Nintendo
Totally.
were both really good.
Yep. RoboCop versus Terminator.
RoboCop vs. Terminator was great.
And I'm going
Really
to mention it every week, Lawnmower Man. I mean, that game.
Yeah.
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 Super
What
Nintendo
about-
Lawnmower Man?
What about Hudson Hawk? I mean, come on.
Hudson Hawk. Oh my god.
I own Hudson Hawk. You know that, right?
Of course you do.
For the NES, yes. I think I do.
Hey, that was the cover of an
Think I
EGM.
do.
It was.
Yes, it was. Made the cover of EGM. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
But,
the game is
yeah.
worse than the movie, because, oof.
Hell,
That-
freaking Popeye. Nintendo's Popeye game. I loved that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the-
Well, hey, there's Donkey Kong because that was just based on King Kong, right?
Right.
Not according to the
Right.
lawsuit.
I
They're
played
clear.
through the
No,
Toy
no.
Story games.
The lawsuit proved that Universal didn't own King Kong. It didn't
Oh, is
prove
that
that
what
Donkey
is that?
Kong wasn't based on King Kong.
Okay. I'm
Ah.
sorry.
I played
I'm
through the
sorry.
Toy Story games on PlayStation and Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
One of those Toy Story games is supposed to be really good.
In part because they got in trouble. I don't know if you remember this, because one of the enemies in one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
late levels was like
racist.
a bandito.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got in trouble
Racist,
for that.
Yep.
And they said that they were going to change it, and then they changed it for the Dreamcast version. And I had to play through the Dreamcast version to basically check to see what they had changed it to. And I think it was just like a like reskinned bandito.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that much changed. But
CJ's a big fan of there's the Flintstone bowling game that you are
oh god,
partial to.
I remember you playing Flintstones bowling.
Bedrock bowling.
Oh,
The
good
game that
lord.
plays itself.
I hope it was based on the movie and not on the cartoon series.
It was the cartoon series. Sad
Aw,
to
that's
say.
too bad.
There was a SNES game based on the movie though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of
lots of. Yeah, that whole it's licensed so it has to suck thing was
It was
almost
more.
never true. It was
It was
most
more true back
Yeah.
in the day,
Yeah.
and now it's less true.
Yep.
But yeah, we still get the Expendables downloadable game, and, Star Trek game that came out like a year ago based on the movie. It's like we definitely do still get
I think
movie games.
I think Marvel got scared away by those terrible Iron Man games because think about it, there were no
Yeah,
Avengers
Sega kinda
games or
Killed that golden goose, didn't they?
Yeah.
Perhaps you got all the Lego games,
Yeah.
the Lego games. Those are good. Those are all licensed. Those are usually a couple different licenses.
And you look on
Yeah.
PC too. I mean, Star Wars, X-wing versus TIE Fighter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Aliens versus Predator.
Yep.
Great games.
Yeah. Huh.
Yep.
All right.
Blade Runner. Sorry.
Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
Ooh, yeah.
Yoda stories.
No.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes. Indiana Jones and his Desktop Adventures.
Yeah. Who doesn't
That's
love that?
Oh, hey, Greg.
Hmm.
Did you pre-purchase Grim Fandango?
I did not.
No? Are you going to?
Is it cheaper to pre-purchase it?
I don't know if it's cheaper, but you get a like a theme or something like that.
A dynamic
I think there's
theme.
some sort of.
If it's
Yeah.
cheaper to pre-purchase it, I'll consider it. But
No.
otherwise, no.
Are you going to be picking it up in?
I'm going to be picking it up, but I
weeks
don't know if
or-
I'll pick it up right away because I don't know if I'll have time to play it right then. And in keeping with the connection we had a couple weeks ago, I'm not
Yeah.
just going to jump on it so that I have it sitting on my system for 4 months before I play it.
Yeah.
So when I'm ready, when I'm ready to play it, I will. But
Yeah.
until then, I'll probably wait.
They should give you a mask if you pre-order, an actual physical
Oh.
mask.
Now I would go for that.
A Manny Calavera balaclava. That's what I want.
I can't argue with that at all.
Sam and Max Hit the Road. There's
Did
a
they?
licensed
Yeah, that's
game.
a licensed
that's
game.
good.
Oh,
Yep.
Just saying.
The Walking Dead, first
Yeah.
season. Anyway,
Those Transformer games.
We've made our case.
Those are good.
We never mind.
Talking about that? Wow. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have a question or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast. If you hashtag it with AskP1P, it gets added to our show outline automatically. It's amazing technology. Yes. Let's see. We also have a website, player1podcast.com. You can go there to find blog entries about Sega CD stuff occasionally.
I think I'll have another one up this
Not
week,
this
maybe.
Maybe? Oh, okay. Show notes from this episode, Generation 16 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Up
I'm
from
about.
live.
I'm a little over halfway through the script for episode 15.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a big episode.
Yeah. Why is it so big?
Just well, you know how I've been interspersing the actual game segments with sort of history bits and pieces. There's a lot of stuff going on at the end of
boring
1990.
stuff that we have to skip. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I might put in some track markers so that'll help you get through it. But a lot of stuff going on at the end of 1990.
No. I always watch the whole episodes.
Thanks.
Oh. Great.
As well you should. All right.
CJ hasn't even seen episode 2.
As well you
I
should.
just
That's not
frantically
true.
refresh.
That's not true. I have seen episode 2.
Ah.
Just haven't seen episode 14. Yet.
Through 3.
We also have a message board where you can discuss this very episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting PlayerOnePodcast.com or going to the iTunes Music Store. While you are at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you one-touch communication with us via the voicemails, the emails, the Twitters, the what have you.
No.
Not the voicemails, though. You don't want to use that. They'll be like, no, dude. Can't use that anymore.
What else
All
you
our
got?
episodes ready to stream regulation.
I think filter.
Lag's what you got. Wow. Hope he finished his
Am I
Just yell cheap.
Am I lagging?
Also
Yeah.
cheap.
Lagging? Well, you still have me that right over there in the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher. We are on the YouTube, youtube.com/P1 Podcast. You can like us on Facebook. You can go join a Steam group. All sorts of stuff. You can watch us live most weeks on the YouTube. Just follow our Twitter account to find out when we will be doing our next live broadcast. CJ,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Greg.
Yo.
Oh, we're lagging. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome. Hey, and anybody who wants to come check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Stuart, I'm playing Genesis games on Wednesday nights. I just played Space Harrier 2 last week. I'll be playing Super Thunderblade
This
this
is
week.
Wednesday.
Yep.
Nice. Are you excited that the 3D classics are back?
Oh
on
man,
3DS?
I can't wait for Outrun. I can't wait for
I know,
Outrun. I can't wait
right?
for Outrun.
Outrun is going to be, yeah. I'm very excited. Mike?
Magical sound shower.
Baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am visibly excited.
I love Outrun music.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
I'm
You
so
are
excited. Mike's
fantastic.
iPad will probably fall over here in just a moment.
I can do it.
Next week? There it goes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Let's do this again
All
next
right.
week.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Poo poo.